Dr. Friday Tax and Financial Firm. You're saying, what does she really do? I help save you money and I keep the IRS off your back. That's right. I can help you deal with the Internal Revenue Service and I can save you lots and lots of money. Why? Because taxes are a game to a point and you've got to understand how they work, and most people just don't have the time. I can help you with personal tax returns, business tax returns, estate tax returns, inheritance tax returns, nonprofits. If there's a tax return, I can help you with it. It's all about knowing how to complete them so you can put more money in the back and keep this guy off your back. So if you want to reach me, all you have to do is pick up the phone, give me a call at 615-367-0819 or go to www.drfriday.com. Now back to the Dr. Friday Show. Tax class is in session and I'm your teacher, Dr. Friday. You know, I think one of the things we need to talk about is sex, war, and taxes. You know, sex seems to be involved in just about everything, but when it comes to war and taxes, it's pretty amazing how it's associated with it. One of the big things I think a lot of people might know, at least my history people, is a fascinating story about good old Lady Godiva. You know, I'm not talking about the chocolate, in case you might be thinking. Lady Godiva actually rode through the streets with only her hair, but do people really know why? The reason she did it was to help reduce the tax assessed on her husband, who was an earl. And that was the reason she had done what she did. She wasn't a crazy lady. She did it because she was dared, and it was a matter of history that she would actually take and rode that white horse. Had a lot of hair in those days. Thank goodness. I would have been in trouble if I had to do that. But anyways, in the story or in the true facts, she did that. Why? Because of taxes. That's why you were known for Lady Godiva. I wanted to bring also some of the interesting things that happened throughout time, because when you are dealing with taxes, doing what happened in the past is also very important to understand. So one of the things I thought we'd start with is, did you know as far back as 1764, they called them duties back then, but they put the first one in. What was it on? Does anyone know? How about beer and alcohol? That's right. The first customs was on beer and alcohol. Then in 1765, the stamp duty, that was like newspapers and things like that, they started taxing them. They didn't call them taxes, and that's what the point is. Nowadays, we've got all kinds of unique terms instead of just coming right out and saying, we're going to tax you. Well, they're going to tax us. Then in 1812 was the first income tax. A lot of people don't know that. As far back as 1812, people in the United States have been paying income tax. I know what you're going to say. It was that 1%. It was those rich people. Those poor people didn't have to pay it. That is not correct. Then in 1862, income tax came into law. Signed by who? By Lincoln. At that point, guys, we were doomed. So any of you that think that it is not a demand or you have to, that it's a right to pay taxes, you're crazy. Taxes are a part of our life, and if you're going to live in the United States and abide by the laws of the United States, you are going to pay taxes. So now, how can we save and organize for taxes? Because the two reasons we want to do, we want to keep as much money in our pockets, which means knowing where your money is and documentation. And the second is if somebody comes knocking, and who would I be talking about? How about IRS? That's right. If the IRS comes knocking, you have the documentation to justify your expenses, because really those are the two most important things. So if you're dealing with your own taxes, and a lot of you out there are saying, I don't need to file taxes, who's going to know? That is the favorite thing coming in here. Who's going to know if I made this money? I'll tell you who knows. The Internal Revenue. Access to your banks, access to your online, eBays. They have access to your earnings. All these things are reported. You're not hiding from them. So start filing the right way and get caught up, and then make a payment plan, because taxes are a law. All right, we are going to be back talking to kids that are entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurship and kids. It is our future. And it's all about how we're going to get them to be it. You know, kids love entrepreneurship. You know why? Because it makes them feel growing up. I mean, think about it. What's one of the things that's a sign of a grown-up? Is it the fact that you earn your own money? That you choose the profession you want to go into? Just imagine if you had the ability to do that at the age of 8, 9, 10, up to the age of 13. or above that when it comes to entrepreneurship. But if somebody had given you the opportunity and the tools to be able to move forward, what are some of the things, the 4 things that we teach, or I should say, it's the 4 C's that we teach at Dr. Friday's Entrepreneurship Camp is curiosity, courage, consistency, and confidence. That's right. Without those, what do you really have? But with them, just imagine what you can have. It's all about what you can give the kids as tools, because they're gonna take it to the whole next level. You're never really going to teach a child to be an entrepreneur. What you're going to be able to do is help them take that creativity, that confidence, the courage, and teach them how to make it into a business, how to find the financing, how to make sure they understand the difference between income and cost of goods and shipping and all the different things it takes to get the product from where you make it to who you want to get it to. Understand advertising. Oh my goodness, it's a huge world when it comes to business, and kids have the mind to just absorb it. A big, huge sponge, full of creativity and confidence. But a lot of times kids don't really know where to go, where to turn. Maybe they think a lot of times kids that act up, class clowns, right? The kid that you think, okay, the best person is going to be the most successful entrepreneur is the smartest kid in the class. In fact, that's proven not to be the fact. It's the class clown is the best entrepreneur. It's the kid that basically needs to constantly be stimulated. The child that needs to constantly, the curiosity, oh, what's this made of? Oh, what's this made of? Think about all the different people that have become successful. People like Bill Gates, the person that invented the Post-it notes, which, may I point out, was an accident, wasn't even trying to create one of the multi-billion-dollar things that we use every single day. Curiosity is what created that. And those are the people we want to help encourage to become. So if you have a child that you think, oh, they can't even sit still long enough to do something, you might have the next Bill Gates. You must have the next person that's going to create the next big business. It's all fabulous when it comes to kids. So what we're going to do is we have 4 camps coming in the month of June in 4 different cities: Nashville, Brentwood, Franklin, and Green Hills. And you need to sign up your kids because very limited seating, and we almost have 50% already booked up. So it's time for you to think about signing them up. Go to www.drfriday.com, click on Kids Camp, and get more information. There's a pamphlet, or you can register today. So all you have to do is go to www.drfriday.com. All right, thank you for joining us here on the Dr. Friday Show. Hercules and I have had a great time. We hope you join us here every week. And if you have any questions you'd like to reach me, all you have to go is to www.drfriday.com, click on Ask Dr. Friday, and you can ask me any question. Also, free newsletter, free tax guides, free, all kinds of different things on the website. Just click and then be more than glad to send you out the information. Also, if you have any questions, pick up the phone, 615-367-0819. Cop you later.